So I think enough strength is there. We will start with our today's purpose of the lecture. Purpose of today's session is to simplify the services selection board interview process. Simplify in the sense your understanding is very important on basic facts. If you go to environment and listen to people, people treat it as an exam, and that is the problem. It is not an exam. It is something like a play, something like a performance on sports field. If you distinguish between an exam and in literal sense practical, things will become much easier for you to prepare for this particular process. I will always call it as a process so that if you are clear on it, it will be very easy to deliver in this 5-day process. Okay, people do complicate it, and that's why you get away from the requirement of the SSB. What is the requirement of SSB? Services Selection Board interview is to pick up talent, personalities who are trainable, who can be trained. Trained for what? Military leadership. And it is something simple if you apply to yourself that they are searching for particular personality and you refer it to 15 officer like qualities, and those qualities need not be like completely available in you. These are glimpses. These are some points which you should be aware of and slowly should be able to build up in you, nurture in you, and you will be able to qualify in this SSB process. Few aspects, if you understand, it is called Services Selection Board. Selection, not rejection. They want to select you, but you are not helping yourself. If you observe those who are aware of the SSB process, it is such a beautiful process where before every test they brief you in a systematic way. Before every test, not at the start of the process, before every smaller test they will brief you, and if you attend that briefing with proper sincerity, attentiveness, even a person who is not well prepared before going into the SSB should be able to qualify. That is the actual benchmark. And if you are clear on this, it will become much simpler now. Of course, because of today's competitive environment, there are so many guidance center, coaching center, so much of mentoring and tutoring. People are much more prepared. But my take on this is that people are prepared, and most of the time they are wrongly prepared because they are not able to distinguish between natural personality and acquired personality, artificial personality. When you read SSB related book, when you follow someone completely blindly, that I will attend lecture at like this, I will do group discussion like this, I will do group planning exercise like this, I will do TAT like this, SRT like this, you need not to follow others in totality. You have to copy the spirit, not the answers. You must be able to understand the purpose of each small test. We will go over it and you will realize that you can prepare at your level. Someone will guide you. Okay, what is the purpose of this particular aspect and how should you go for it? Like PPDT, picture perception and discussion test. You should not be learning how to write story. You should be learning why the story is written. What is the reason behind this test, and you will be able to perform better way. Okay, that is the small aspects. If you start learning from initial days, you will make simple for you to get selected there, recommended there. I will try and share PPT. Before I start, is there any doubt? Someone, if has doubt, please you can ask. Just a moment. You are able to see screen
Yes, sir.
clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The aim of today's session is strategy to prepare for SSB interview. No doubt. There should be doubts actually. It helps others also. Okay. I will go ahead. If you imbibe in you this basic thought, Chetwood Credo, I will tell you the history behind it. Sir Philip Chetwood, he was a field marshal of British Army, and he was president for the function of inauguration of Indian Military Academy. And during his inaugural speech, this finest general had mentioned these golden um, words and like a mantra for every Indian Army officer and Jawan, based on which everyone is functioning actually. The safety, honor, and welfare of your country comes first, always, and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command comes next, and your own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always, and every time. If you start walking on this philosophy, then you will be realizing that your personality is getting shaped. Shaped for what? National spirit, Rashtra Seva, Dharma. And that is what is military is demanding. Military wants a person who is committed, dedicated, and has a vision of seeing nation first. Your own selfishness should be last. And actually, for every leadership, this is the mantra. But I'll not talk about other spheres and other sectors. But in military, this is the only principle based on which you will be true leader. Otherwise, you will not be a leader, and you will not get selected only. And even by chance, if you get selected and you are not true on this, sooner or later, you will be thrown out of that golden track. So, nation first, people around you who are actually dependent on you are coming next, and the your own comfort, safety, your selfishness, your welfare is always last. Come down to your family level. this particular aspect applied to family. Every family's father and mother are walking on this path. For them, their own comfort and welfare is always last. Their kids and family, you take it as you now extrapolate nation to a family. Family is a nation now. Family's comfort, family's welfare, honor is the highest thing for the head of the family, father and mother. Your own father and mother is walking on this path when you template family as an organization. And in our Sanskriti, in our heritage, in our culture, these things are inbuilt in our family system. You have to just extrapolate it to nation level when you walk out and do a job, do a service in any sphere actually, but we'll talk in particular about the military. This is your first step. I will insist, earnestly request every one of you, try and put this message, Chetwood Credo, in your heart that for me, my nation first. People around me, your own friends, family is next. And when you walk into the uniform, your people under command is your family now. And you yourself will always be last. You see your mother, she will be hungry if there is less food. She will ensure that others are taking food. This is leadership. And this leadership is required in the army, air force, navy, because there it is a larger family. The leader is treated as fatherly or motherly figure. Okay. Now we will move to next. So far so clear. I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There are 15 officer like qualities. These 15 officer like qualities, even if you really feel it difficult to understand what exactly this means, you have to remember one thing: these qualities are not very difficult to understand first and to follow. You have to just develop habit of being a good human, because see, these OLQs are leadership qualities. Okay, officer like qualities means leadership qualities. And why we are harping about leadership? Because you are going to lead. In the initial days, if you become lieutenant, a small troop, a body of troop will be led by you, maybe 30 people initially. But by the time you become general in future, you will be leading entire army, because a person today is who is appearing in SSB, it is assumed that he or she will reach to the pinnacle, highest position, because nobody is getting directly selected as brigadier or major general or general. Every general who is going to reach at the highest position once upon a time had joined as a lieutenant. This is a beautiful system. This is a ladder. And you are getting selected as lieutenant means you have got highest chance, full chance, open forum to become the top position holder. But then, what are the essential ingredients they are looking for when you are taken into that system? These qualities are leadership qualities, firstly, and secondly, it revolves around your sacrifice, your maturity, your attitude in life. Now, we will just briefly see what are these four groups. Planning and organizing is one group where a leader has to plan a lot. In future, highest level planning is war. It is the toughest planning. But in day-to-day life, training planning or some patrolling planning or small events, even sports is a day-to-day affair in military. Day-to-day leave planning, every Jawan's welfare planning, everything starts with some planning. The leader has to have planning sense. And then comes organizing sense, how to execute it. At your home, even a small birthday party you organize, it requires some sense. Otherwise, some problems will be there. The party will not be good. That birthday celebration will not be smooth and memorable if you don't plan it well. Some hiccups will be there. and depends upon your planning ability. Marriage is another planning event where smooth planning will ensure a very good marriage event. And today it is an industry actually, event management. But war is the most chaotic thing. You cannot plan war easily because the first casualty is planned when the war breaks out. You see Russia, Ukraine, you see Op Sindhu, you see today Israel and Iran and US. Nobody knows what is going to happen next moment. This is the most chaotic planning. You have to be ready with a lot of redundancy, a lot of emergent things. Your backup plans, because in planning, your backup plans are involved. If this goes wrong, what is the next step? A lot of things. I am taking you to the real life scenario so that you understand it better. So, in planning and organizing your power of expression, how good you can explain to your people, your effective intelligence, you have been hearing intelligence, IQ. But that IQ is not merely theoretical. It has to be effective on ground. You may be a fanne kha theoretically. You are good in maths, but what is the use you are not able to apply on ground? Your reasoning, your ability of sharp mind. If it is not getting translated on ground, you are a paper tiger then, not a ground tiger. You have to understand this. Reasoning ability. Leadership gets refined when you have got reasoning ability. You are very clear on why, what, where, how, when. These are small, small things which will ensure that your leadership is of what level. And by the time you gradually move up the ladder in the armed forces, these things get polished. SSB level, they are selecting you at the basic level, knowing that yes, this can be polished, further nurtured. Social adjustment is the second group of qualities because initially said it is a larger family. Social adjustment, even in your 4 to 5 members family, is very important. How well you adjust with your father and mother, with your brother and sister, with your relatives. And imagine when you go to a larger family like armed forces, where infantry unit may have 800 people in the family, and you are not able to adjust. You may be good individually, but if you are not a team player, you are gone. You are of no use. You will spoil the game. Whatever sports like things we see in team, you require a team player. Individually you are good, but how well you coordinate with your team, that is also very very important. Okay, so that's why your team mindset, cooperative mindset, your adjustment, adaptability. Typically when you land in NDA or IMA or OTA or in Air Force, any other academy or naval academies, social adaptability is one quality where your buddy can be from Kerala and you are a Maharashtrian. Your buddy can be Manipuri, Assamese, Punjabi. A lot of cultural changes will be there. A lot of understanding issues will be there. This is how that adjustment is required. You may be commanding a Madras regiment. Your troops are Madrasi, Tamil. You may be leading a Kurg regiment, that is Karnataka. You may be leading a Sikh battalion. You have to understand that culture, how people actually respond well. A Madrasi regiment will respond differently than a Sikh regiment, a Rajput regiment, a Maratha battalion, Bihar regiment, Rajput regiment. These battalions have their own identity. Officer has to understand that your adaptability is very important. You see, in the history, if you see, read any battle, especially Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is a classic example of leadership. How easily he adapted, identified talents, right man for right job. He is an epitome for leadership. So you have to understand, yes, you are also falling into the footsteps of leadership when you are aspiring to join defense forces. Your social adaptability, cooperation, and sense of responsibility. These are those qualities. These requires a lot of understanding. We will separately talk about it. But in today's session, your SSB strategy starts from these qualities. You may or may not understand, but the little bit your own heart should say, yes, I am a person who can live for others, who can die for others, who can lead others. This feeling is very important. I will just elaborate further. Your education is a funny thing. Dhirubhai Ambani was illiterate but built an empire. His both the sons are highly qualified. One failed, another is, we can say, successful. This is a dichotomy to understand. By merely being educated or very good in maths or English or science doesn't give you leadership. This is something, a different ball game altogether. And that's why I'm saying you have to be really understanding that your IQ is different, but your emotional quotient and communication quotient is a different thing. IQ, EQ, CQ, these are different aspects, and a leader has to have a balance of all these things. Okay, coming to social effectiveness. When you are in team, are you effective or not? Does there a visible impact or not? So your initiative ability, a leader has to really invent something out of box thinking, something like kicking. He or she will not be laid back. सुपीरियर्स काम देंगे तभी काम करने वाले लीडर नहीं बन सकते. Like in your student stage, if your parents are telling you to study and then you are studying, you are not a leader. This initiative is missing in you. You have to have sense of responsibility that I am a student, I am preparing for NDA or whatever exam, and it is my duty now, primary duty, to study well. This is how your qualities will be building. Your own sense of responsibility, your own initiative, your own mind and heart should be telling you, okay, do this, rather than someone else is forcing you to do. Your own self confidence, we will talk in tests, your decision making ability and speed of decision. These are qualities I am talking about. Your effectiveness largely depending upon these five qualities. Ability of influencing a group and liveliness. A leader has to be lively. When you are standing in a group should be influenced by you. In nutshell, bottom line is you are not a passive member. You are not a passive leader there. You are there to impact. You are there to lead. People should voluntarily feel like, okay, our leader is saying correct things and we should follow him. And it will not come in a day. It comes with a lot of efforts, with a lot of qualities, and over the years it has to be built upon. Some are natural leaders, some are built leaders. But more importantly, every leader can be made. Nobody is perfect. If you take example of Field Marshal Manekshaw, when he was lieutenant, second lieutenant per se, earlier second lieutenant was first rank. Thereafter, in fifth pay commission, it was removed. Then now it is a lieutenant. So when he was second lieutenant and the initial years, nobody thought that this officer will be a big officer tomorrow. He was rated as a very, very average person, officer, in the initial days. But then you can evolve, and he became greatest general in the history. You see Sachin Tendulkar. If you see initial 100 matches of one day, I think it took 86 one day to make first century. You see, nobody thought Sachin will make such a big god of the cricket level stature and then Bharat Ratna. This is how your life will be. You will evolve. Your self belief and confidence has to be really there and you will evolve positively. Dynamic factors, these are very individual qualities, very straight to your own self. Determination, your courage, and your stamina. Stamina is mental and physical both. To my understanding, physical stamina can fluctuate. If you are sick for some reason, yes, Baldev.
Sir, how can we develop this self-belief and self-confidence?
Okay. Uh, Again, I will say it is a process. Small things you have to really daily understand. People say army is a way of life. Leadership is also a way of life. How you think, how you behave. Suppose you decide I have to wake up at 5 o'clock. I'm just giving example. For some people it is very easy. For some people it is not. Suppose someone was not waking up at 5 o'clock. He was generally or she was generally waking up at 7:38, and suddenly decides, okay, I'll start day at 5 o'clock and I'll do exercise or studies, whatever. Now coming to your confidence and your determination, these are all linked. Firstly, your own determination that come what may, I have to wake up now. I have determined now. I will not fail on this. Now getting up next day morning is comparatively easy because it is one day. Now that motivation for one day is easy. But coming to now daily, consistently is not easy. Doing things, average people what they do? Average people do lot of things temporarily and they leave it. And people who are made for higher things, who have got higher zeal, passion, they do consistently. This is the only difference. They are sticking to their determination. Now coming to your question, this is related to this only, that how you can develop your confidence. Confidence for higher things will come from smaller things. Tomorrow you may win a war for nation, but it has to start from very small things like waking up timely, doing routine very systematically, doing your studies or whatever is decided very systematically. Time management of smaller things will lead to bigger things. Suppose you have done as a student some time schedule and you are really managing it well, which is not easy because for some or other reason your time management generally misses. 1% people are able to do it easily, 99% takes very very serious effort and then वो होता है. So confidence is a reciprocal thing. When you decide something, it happens on ground, it gives you a big boost. Yes, I have done it. Suppose you go for a run, you're not a good runner or you're a good runner, but you set a benchmark. Okay, today I have to do this extra. You do it, you're tired, you are sweating, but that sweat is giving you confidence, it is giving you sense of satisfaction, and this is how your personality builds up. This is how your self belief rises. On the contrary, you decide something, again that example, you wanted to wake up at 5 o'clock, for some reason you could not, your self belief goes down. Now who will make it to lift? Who will help to again रिमाइंड यू, ओके कोई बात नहीं, मुझे करना है, क्या हो गया, मैं एक बार गिर गया, फेल हो गया, आई हैव टू राइज अगेन. सी, द सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस विल कम not through success. Through success it will never come. It will come through small failures, and through those small failures and your own reminding yourself and determination, okay, bounce back, and then it will build up and it will build up permanently. So observe your daily things where all you are not satisfied. It can be food, it can be sleep, it can be study, it can be friendship, it can be relation with parents, it can be anything. Observe these things. Your heart is telling you what is correct and what is not correct, and help yourself to get it corrected. And one day, maybe after few months, few weeks, or few years, it will become your nature. Very naturally, you will be confident person. See, today any person whom you feel very confident was not by birth a confident personality. It has evolved. Okay, Baldev, I hope it sounds little philosophical, but this is how it is. Okay, Baldev?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. So these are the 15 qualities. These qualities you have to live by daily life. In your own routine, you have to bring it. I will explain a small thing like sense of responsibility. This is one of the social adjustment quality, and you apply similar logic to others. What is sense of responsibility? A leader without sense of responsibility will never make it to a leader. Is not a good leader. So how to apply it today in your life? As a student, as a small person, you may be just a teenage person now, you are just starting your life. How to apply this big quality in your life at today's level. You are in a family, there are people around you, and your sense of responsibility how to check how much you are helping your surrounding, how much discomfort you are causing to others. Problem is you are not paying attention to smaller things. Suppose you wake up from your bed and you are not bothered to correct it. Your mother is coming, or some elder brother or sister is coming, or father is coming and making it correct. This is a very small thing, but it will reflect when you grow up to a bigger things. Sense of responsibility. Why should I trouble others for my small things? Suppose you are having food, try and help yourself to reduce others' work in the family. In fact, there are old age people in the family. Try and see how much you can help them in whatever possible way in your time management. Suppose there is a grandfather or grandmother in the family. Ask yourself how genuinely you are sitting with them. With your father and mother, how genuinely you are sitting and interacting. And you may be wondering, what is this sense of responsibility? This is sense of responsibility. Tomorrow you will be leading, suppose, Indian Army. You are a general. And if you don't have this basic at 4 5 member family, that you are not concerned about your people around you, how you will be taking care of around 13 lakh people? What Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has really proven, you take care of people, people will take care of the other things. This is military leadership. Who will win the war? You alone will not win the war. Your team will win the war. You saw recent IPL. It is not one man show. It is not Virat Kohli's win. It is team win. So this is exactly you have to understand. SSB is not study. SSB is understanding. It is not theoretical reading something. And you need not to then really bother about uh, like a typical exam, how much formulae you know or how much practical you know in SSB. Your basic mind and heart shapes up, you're done. You'll deliver there. And few basic aspects I will cover. I hope so far so good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now coming to next aspect, you are an individual so far, and I talked about 15 qualities. It will be further even on Scholar Warrior group. These all 15 qualities are discussed in a separate session, and we will discuss in future also. But today I am just summarized it. Now you as a person, as an individual entity, now you are aiming to acquire few good qualities. Suppose these 15 qualities that will make your personality, and your personality, if it is reaching to the SSB door, you will not be like ideal person, I'm sure, but you should be a person who is showcasing them, sir, to the board. Yes, I am trying to learn these qualities, and I can learn further when you take me into the academy. This is what is they are looking for. So how do they will come to know? They will come to know these small tests. When you stand for lecturate, when you operate in group, for group discussion, group for group planning exercise, for psychological test, for interview, they will pick up these things, and it is very natural. If you pay attention sincerely, slowly you are building your personality. Don't worry. Whatever you are today, at the age of 17, 18, 19, 20, you ask yourself, whatever you are is because of your journey of life. What kind of parents you had, what kind of friends you had, what kind of surrounding you had, what kind of school you had, and what kind of thought process you developed. You are more important. अदरवाइज वो लोटस कीचड़ में नहीं आता. और दिस इज वेरी डायकोटोमी. हाँ, एक चोर के घर में पुलिस पैदा हो सकता है, एंड एक पुलिस के घर में चोर पैदा हो सकता है. आई एम मेकिंग इट स्ट्रेट. Surrounding is important, but it is not the complete thing. You are very important. Your brain, God has given you a biggest gift. How do you apply day to day life is very, very important. And normal people keep blaming surrounding. मुझे ये नहीं मिला, मुझे वो नहीं मिला, मुझे ये ट्यूशन मिलती, मुझे वो कॉलेज मिलता, मुझे ये स्कूल मिलती, मुझे ये बुक मिलता, मुझे वो कोर्स मिलता, तो मैं ये करता. These are people who are going to fail in life. And who are going to success? People who are not cribbing, not complaining, people who are accepting, okay, ये बेस्ट है, ये मिला है मुझे, okay, as per my background, I will not compare with anyone. Now I will make best use of it. These are the people who are going to become successful. Very simple. Okay, we'll go to next. Now through these uh, things I will explain. Day one, there is a screening test. SSB strategy we are making now. So let's understand what is happening on day one. This is a 5-day process. Screening test is a funny, very dicey test, and many a times I humbly admit that a lot of good students get screened out at times. This is a small, I will say, SSB by and large is a very good system, but screening day is little problematic because there is a bigger strength. But how to reduce that problem, it is in your hand, and that's what you have to pay attention. On screening day, their aim is to see who are the candidates who came prepared. They want to filter. Suppose 100 students have come and reported in SSB center, they want to reduce it to 30. They want to send 70 home. Take it as a um, simple practical truth. They don't want everyone to stay there for 5 days and be burden for them. So on first day, what is their aim? To see whether you are prepared or not, whether you are in that okay bracket or not. So there is a system device, and next year it will be revised. This screening test is getting reviewed. Next year onwards it will be different. But as of now, this is the same old system. So they have made a trailer of entire SSB on first day. Trailer for you actually. SSB is a bigger movie. Screening test is a, just a moment. Okay, there was noise. So this is a trailer, but this is trailer of SSB and trailer of you also. You are also a movie. They want to see you for 5 days movie, but on first day what they will do? They will see trailer of you, and you have to convince that I am worth watching. I am worth taking inside. This is both way. So you have to prove that I am worth getting into 5-day process. Please take me. And how to prove that? There are tests, verbal and non-verbal tests. This is purely IQ test. There are few question sets. If you don't have, we will give you. These are typical your IQ tests, which are 10th best test. But speed is more important. Even if you clear NDA, if you even if you clear CDS, if you even if you clear any AppCat or any exam, they want to see again your IQ. That you are not there by just चांस तुक्के मार के नहीं पहुंचे हो. एक बेसिक टेस्ट रखा है उन्होंने. नेक्स्ट कम्स पिक्चर परसेप्शन एंड डिस्क्रिप्शन और डिस्कशन टेस्ट, PPDT. You see how beautiful this test is. This is having three parts. You are going to write, you are going to observe a picture for 30 seconds, and you are going to write a story of 4 minutes. There it is a systematic format. This we will explain. But what is being achieved, what is being required there, you have to understand that. You will write a 4-minute story, and you are giving your personality into that story. And thereafter, you will be narrating it. That means you are speaking, and thereafter, you will be participating in a group discussion. This is actually a crux of SSB. How well you can speak, what is your confidence level, what is your chemistry when you stand in group. Everything is visible. And in detail, they will see for next 4 days. This is a beautifully designed test. Those who clear screening go to the next level. Day 2, what is going to happen? Psychological test, self description test, a pre decided format you have to practice, but it is not theoretical. It is, you should know what you are going to write about you, about your parents thinking about you, about your teachers thinking about you, what your friends think about you, what is your plus point, what is your minus point. You are going to write there, and you can really think over it. What, see, before becoming a leader, you should know what you are. This is being checked here, SDT, because they are going to check you, and they will compare, okay, what you feel about you, how much actually it is true, whether it is totally a mirror image or not, or it is just a complete opposite thing. So you should know what you are, because as such they are going to judge you. So SDT is that, and PIQ, personal information questionnaire. You will write your own information, and they will see, and interview will be based on that. We'll come to it. Situation reaction test, thematic perception test, and this word association test. These are three psychological tests further. You will write there, you will never meet the psychologist, but through this paper, you will be judged on those 15 officer like qualities. You have to understand that people are judging you. So you should be knowing consciously that what kind of writing I am doing, what kind of speaking I am doing, how I am conducting myself there, and based on which they are going to evaluate, and they will pass their verdict. And if you are conscious about it, things are pretty easy. Your conscious means you are not walking with anxiety, you are not afraid of it. You are like on a sports field, whatever game you play, you are nervous. If the crowd is more, if the match is final or very important match, you are nervous, but that nervousness is suppressed, and you go there and perform well. This is what is going to happen in SSB actually. So you have to practice it. What happens, people don't practice, and they keep thinking I will do it. When the day comes, I will do it. Lecture it, I will do it. Group discussion, I will do it, and they are not practicing. How it is going to happen? Psychological test, you have to practice, you have to write, read your own writing actually. For simple things I observe day to day, your own handwriting is not readable by you. These are small mistakes people do. What kind of judgment people will they give there? Psychologist, if he is not able to read your writing, then judgment, how it can be done? So it starts with your handwriting. It cannot be very good, but at least it should be readable. You have to pay attention to these small things. And in this social media age where you are having so many abbreviations in life, you never know what kind of abbreviations you are writing in your real life. You have to check, you have to practice. You never know what kind of social media impact is there in your real life. It is not good if you write some social media abbreviations in your uh, these tests. It will poorly reflect that you are not really present mentally there. You are under stress, your confidence is weak. These are the inferences drawn out of it. So these are small things. Okay, we will come to next stage, next day. Through this I am going to explain few things. What is going to happen day 3 and day 4? These are 9 tests of group testing officer, and simultaneously your interview will be there on day 2, day 3, day 4. One of the day, one by one interview will be there, and day 5 conference is there. So yes, Baldev.
Sir, you told about practice, but how often we should practice this daily, weekly? Because currently we are in our writing phase for clearing the examination is the first task we have.
Okay. Ideally I will put it, suppose I am talking about word association test. So word association test, what should be your approach strategy? You should have a notebook. You should have a target of suppose 500 words. So 60 words in one test, and you over a period of time go for 500 words. Your notebook, one word you write, leave a space You make one statement, you leave a space, then go for second, go for third. Why I am saying this? After suppose 10 days, same word, a different thought will come to you. It will happen as you grow further, as you go mature yourself, as you understand SSB more. Your statements will change about same word. You will have different statement coming to your mind. So you will write there wherever space is there. You have left that space, and slowly your notebook is building up. And when your SSB is closer, you have a data of 500 words, 300 words, 400 words, whatever. And you are reading your own words. You are talking to yourself actually. You are not reading another's notebook. Huh? You are reading your own notebook. What is happening? This is very important. You may or may not understand today fully, but you are talking to yourself because you are reading own statements, own thinking. Word association test is not about writing the meaning of word. It is the feeling of that word. What feeling comes to your mind? Today it may come, a particular feeling comes, or two feeling comes. You write and read, speak to yourself. What kind of message is going through this? Suppose a word is salt. You write, you should be worth your salt in life. This is a very philosophical phrase now. You wrote this. Another day, you write, salt brings complete taste to your food. This is also a statement. It has got meaning, deep meaning. What kind of personality you are reflecting by these statements. And they are going to evaluate it. No statement is completely wrong, no statement is completely ideal. But they want to see a pattern of personality, what kind of personality is emerging from you. And it it is tested on those 15 qualities. Okay, it is getting okay with those. But when you read your own statement, you should be worth your salt in life or as a person. Suppose this is a statement, and you are now evaluating what is the meaning of this. If someone has written worth your salt, it means an honorable life. It means a person with integrity. It means a person who is too loyal to things. You should be talking to this. What message I'm giving to? I'm just giving one example. So when you are saying practicing, practice is not how much quantity wise practicing you are doing, quality wise. You might write 100 words, 100 words, 100 words, but you are talking to yourself. Situation reaction test, you are practicing, suppose 100 situations slowly over a period of time. But how much you have talked to yourself, what kind of message is coming out of this situation reaction test is very important. First is this. Second is related to practice, timed practice. Initial days you need not to do timed practice. You may go slowly to understand how quickly your thought comes, how quickly you can think. But a day has to come where you are going for timed practice. On Scholar Warriors, we have set timed practice sets because there actually it is going to happen timed. So 15 seconds, one word, you have to complete. 30 seconds, one situation, you have to complete. 4 minutes, one TAT, you have to complete. So all 12 in 1 hour. Because when you are taking time, thoughts will come differently. When you are running against the time, thoughts will come differently. So practice is important. How much you practice is secondary, but quality of your practice, quality of your notebooks, how you are building up your data. Again, I will give you example. Lecturate. Lecturate you practiced. Okay, you practice many times. But have you made your own notebook? Have you noted down few data, different data, whether it is population, economy related, national statistics, social data. This data you should be able to read in between. आप बिल्डअप करते जाओ, लेक्चरेट अलग अलग टॉपिक पे देते जाओ. Your knowledge will grow immensely. You will be a person with tremendous knowledge within 1 year, within few months. आज आप इंडो पाकिस्तान का कुछ भी नहीं जानते हैं, and you read something and you delivered a lecturate and you noted few important statistics. Slowly tomorrow you will speak about some social topics. Day after you will speak about some technological topic. You may speak about 5G, you may speak about satellite, you may speak about Israel, you may speak about now geopolitics, you may speak about anything, but your data should build up. What happens, our memory is very short term. When you practice, it has to be systematic process. You're practicing and you're noting down also. You need not be in hurry actually. Build up your own database in notebooks and read it. When you go for SSB, ideally I will recommend a candidate going for SSB, traveling through a train, now having a 2 3 notebooks and going through these notebooks, actually is having a flashback of his entire preparation, and he is so fresh in SSB. He is a evolved person. He can compare 3 months back how he was and now what he is, and he will further develop in that SSB. Okay, okay, Baldev. Okay.
Yes, sir.
A GTO, there are 9 tests: group discussion, group planning exercise, progressive group task, group obstacle race, half group task, lecturate, individual obstacles, command task, final group task. See, group discussion, group planning exercise, lecturate, these are the tests where your communication skill is very important. Your progressive group task, group obstacle race, half group task, command task, final group task. These are group team event. Very simple. You, I am telling you my SSB, I never seen these obstacles. थोड़ा सा सुना था और SSB फिर भी हो गया, तब तो इंटरनेट भी नहीं था मेरे टाइम पे. हो गया. So I am very convinced if you are understanding purpose behind every test, you will be able to do it. Because there, how beautifully you do it may not be important, but how do you approach in your team is important. How supportive you are, how good a team player you are reflecting there is important. Individual obstacles is a very individual thing, so I will recommend for that particular test, go for 3 to 4 kilometer, 5 kilometer run at least 4 to 5 times in a week. Do little bit push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, regular basis. You need not be very um, big athlete on that. Slowly build up. Suppose nobody is telling you okay, आज ही 5 किलोमीटर दौड़ना है, you start with 100 meter, but build up it to 5 kilometer stamina. It will help you in individual obstacles, because there in 3 minutes you have to do 10 small obstacles, very simple obstacles, and it is available on internet, don't worry. Now coming to next slide. This is just to tell you, in a typical interview, this will happen on day 2, day 3, day 4. Depending upon your turn, you will be called. This is not a separate day. Someone's interview will be on day 2, someone's will be on day 3, someone's will be on day 4. They will call you. If suppose from GTO task you are straight away called, you will come there in PT dress. No problem. You are called there, they will accept you. But if time is given, you will go change into formals and come. This is a typical interview setup. Entering officer is sitting at a reasonable distance. You are sitting. Your entire body language is visible to that entering officer, and eye to eye contact. Your body language, your hand movement, your uh, entire confidence is visible to him. Your listening ability, your answering techniques is visible. This we will talk separately, but how to build up strategy for reaching to a reasonable level, that I am going to speak. On day 6, day 5, sorry, conference day, you see setup. Observe minutely. Entire setup of SSB board is sitting there. Board members, there may be 3 4 GTOs, 3 4 psychologists, president and vice president, these are the two entering officers, and 8 9 10 people will be sitting there. Your GTO will be one of them, your psychologist will be one of them, and your entering officer will be one of them. But all will be sitting together. When you enter there, before you are being called in, your judgment is passed GTO will say about you, entering officer will say about you, and psychologist will say about you. Ideally, three people tested you in three environments. Their motto was to judge you on 15 officer-like qualities. Only difference was environment was different. Ideally, you should be standing transparently in all these three environments as a similar person. No change in you because person is same. But unfortunately, what happens if you are not paying attention and if you are not natural, these three people will have three opinions about you, three different versions, and you are not recommended. As simple as that. These three people, if you are there, they are coming closer in terms of their opinions. They are seeing a similar person in three environments. Entering officer saw you individually. Psychologist saw you in written script without seeing your face. And GTO saw you in a team, group of 10. Ideally, person is not changing. Why should opinion should change? Little bit variation will be there depending upon their own personality, your personality and behavior. Some tests, your maybe lack of focus was less or more, whatever. Little bit, not much. This is in a layman term. I am saying you. If three opinions are matching, you are recommended. Three opinions are not matching, or not recommended. This is to be understood well. So, what is there in your hand? You should be very natural. You should be understanding what kind of person you are. More and more you understand what kind of person you are, you will be behaving very rationally. You will realize it slowly that what is the importance of understanding your own self, because then you are very conscious about what kind of behavior is going to happen. If you are superficial in your approach, you may behave today like this, tomorrow in the same test you will behave differently. This is going to happen on ground. Okay, so try and understand this smaller aspect, and once your back of mind you are clear that this is the scenario, people are judging me and they are going to sit together and they are going to compare, your behavior will change. You will become more natural, you will become more sincere, and you will know what to deliver. Okay, we will come to now little tips how to clear SSB's screening test. Screening test I initially told, it is about reasoning test, and that is OIR, Officer Intelligence Reasoning Test, Rating Test, and PPDT. Verbal and non-verbal tests, typical theoretical question sets are there. You practice, but speed is very important. Very fast you have to do. They say they give you 20 minutes, but at times they take you for 18 minutes, 16 minutes. So you should be very fast. And coming to that PPDT, there are three smaller aspects: story writing, narration, and group discussion. Story writing is a small step where you are writing based on your observation, perception, imagination. Aim of the story writing is not about writing Javed Akhtar story. It is not a cinema story. It is a problem solving story. You observe something and you have to conceive a problem there. You have to imagine a problem. What kind of problem? Because your leadership test is there. Are you able to solve a small problem or not? Small problem. It need not be a warlike situation. It is a small problem. This PPTT we will discuss separately, but I am just giving you strategy. So you have to solve a problem. So in day-to-day life, now keep observing what kind of problems are there in your life and how you are solving. Suppose your friends are saying, okay, we'll go for picnic, and there are some problems. They are saying we'll go on bike, we'll go by hiring a car or whatever. And now small hiccups are there. How you are actually negotiating those? Your own schedule is there. So problem solving personality will not come in one day. It will come slowly. How you are solving daily problem? Suppose you are hungry and there is no one at home, food is not prepared. Now how you are finding solutions? Are you talking to someone relative, or are you having pocket money going out? See, no solution is completely correct and completely wrong. But now there is a back end decision making. how much confusion is there in your mind. For small small things you have to ask yourself, am I a confused personality? Then your problem is more. If you are confused, you will not solve problems because decision will not come. So your confusion mind, there are some people very naturally they don't show confusion, they give judgments. Okay, ऐसा करते हैं वैसा करते हैं. They are naturally blessed, they don't think much. But that is in a way should not be on a extreme कि कुछ भी बिना सोचे समझे डिसीजन लेना. तो यही सब करना है अभी. We have to be observing our own life, our own behavior, and then it will come very systematically. जब हम ये टेस्ट समझाएंगे आपको, आपको पीपीटीटी समझाएंगे ना, ये एग्जैक्टली अप्रोच कैसा होना चाहिए, क्या एक्सपेक्टेड है. बट आपको पहले अपने अंदर झांकना है. डेली लाइफ में, डेली शेड्यूल में आप कैसे बात करते हैं अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ, पेरेंट्स के साथ. आप कितने इरिटेटिंग वे में कभी कभी बिहेव करते हैं. आप कितने शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड है या कूल है. यू हैव टू ऑब्जर्व, यू हैव टू पे अटेंशन टू योर ओन बिहेवियर एंड देन इट विल कम. नरेशन देना है पीपीटीटी का उस दिन, तो अब लेक्चरेट कैसे दे रहे हो, कितना आपका कमांड है इंग्लिश पे, आपके थॉट प्रोसेस पे. टिपिकली व्हाट विल हैपन लेक्चरेट में होता है कि हम प्रिपेयर तो मेंटली बहुत अच्छा करते हैं, बट जब लेक्चरेट देना शुरू करते हैं तो वो बहुत कुछ मिस हो जाता है. पहली बार बहुत मिस होगा, बट जितनी प्रैक्टिस करोगे ये मिस होना कम हो जाएगा. दिस इज व्हाट इज प्रोसेस इज. आपने जब साइकिल चलाना सीखा, बाइक चलाना सीखा, या इवन कार चलाना सीखोगे या सीख गए होंगे, आप पहले दिन राइड करते हैं तो बहुत कॉन्शियस रहते हैं, पूरा ध्यान रहता है. बट सी, आज अगर आप स्कूटी या बाइक चला रहे होंगे, फोन पे बात करते करते चला रहे हैं, वेयर इज दैट फोकस अटेंशन. अरे आपकी हैबिट हो गई ना, आप प्रोसेस से इतना तगड़े हो गए हो कि अभी आपकी बॉडी ही बोल रही है. दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर पर्सनैलिटी. यही एसएसबी के साथ होगा, यही आपके साथ होगा. आप डिसीजन मेकिंग पे ध्यान दो, आप कंफ्यूज माइंड पे ध्यान दो. आपको डिसीजन लेना है, आपको अदर शूज में जाके बात करना है. मीन्स आप जैसा बोल रहे हो बाकियों को कैसा लग रहा होगा. गेट इन टू अदर शूज, दिस इज लीडरशिप. आपको जो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, सोचो उनको कैसा लग रहा होगा, वेदर इट इज फ्रेंड्स, पेरेंट्स, टीचर्स. यू हैव टू, सपोज यू आर इन अ क्लास एंड यू आर शोइंग वेरी कैजुअल एटीट्यूड. इमेजिन वो टीचर को कैसे लग रहा होगा. दिस इज, ऑल दोज थिंग्स विल ब्रिंग लीडरशिप टू यू. ओके. ग्रुप डिस्कशन, पहली बार ग्रुप डिस्कशन में भाग लोगे तो कंफ्यूज रहोगे, कितना बात करूँ, कैसे करूँ. प्रैक्टिस से वो भी हो जाएगा. यू हैव टू बी कॉन्शियस, मुझे बात करना है बस. आई हैव टू स्नैच दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी. इट विल कम, बट इट विल कम थ्रू प्रैक्टिस ओनली, नॉट बाय जस्ट थिंकिंग. देखो, कुछ चीज़ें होते हैं जो थिंकिंग से आ सकती है, पर सारी चीज़ें नहीं आती है. स्विमिंग, स्विमिंग पूल के नज़दीक खड़े होकर जितना भी सोच लो, एग्जैक्टली पानी में कूदे बगैर होगा नहीं. कितना भी सोच लो, मैं ऐसा करूंगा वैसा करूंगा, कूदोगे तब पता चलेगा ना. एसएसबी के लिए अपने पर्सनैलिटी के प्रोसेस के लिए कूदना पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू जंप इनटू योर बिहेवियर पैटर्न्स, एनालाइज इट, टेक प्राइड कुछ चीज़ों में. अरे कितना अच्छा, यू विल फील इट. अरे हाउ ब्यूटीफुली आई एम थिंकिंग, उसको एनालाइज करो. और कभी कभी गिल्टी फील होगा, यार हाउ रॉन्ग आई एम, दिस इज नॉट द वे टू टॉक. यही एनालिसिस आपको इम्प्रूव करेगा, रियलाइजेशन इम्प्रूव करेगा. ओके, वी विल नाउ गो टू नेक्स्ट. Now I will summarize few things. I talked about purpose of today's session to build up a strategy. We are building up a strategy. Now officer like qualities is a start point. Chetwood credo, I said it is a start point. Your thinking process. देखो, आज कोई भी आदमी अच्छा है या बुरा है, जब हमें समाज में दिखता है, वो एक दिन में नहीं बना है, वो एक प्रोसेस से बना है. इवन बिग पीपल लाइक छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज, डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम, महात्मा गांधी, इनके लाइफ में आप देखो कैसे इवॉल्व हुए वो। टिपिकली महात्मा गांधी वॉज एन एवरेज पर्सन इन द चाइल्डहुड। डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर, हाउ दे बिल्ट देयर स्टैचर, देयर पर्सनैलिटी। आपको भी वही करना है। ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटीज को समझते समझते अभी डेली आचरण में लाना है। मैंने जो क्वालिटीज बताई, कॉन्फिडेंस, कॉन्शियस हो जाओगे आप, अरे मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस, आपको खुद लगेगा कम है। जब वो पता चलेगा तभी तो बढ़ेगा। ये पता चलना भी बहुत जरूरी है। जब तक आपको अपनी खामियां नहीं पता है तब तक सुधरेंगे कैसे? तो ये प्रोसेस शुरू होगी इफ यू पे अटेंशन, कि अब चलो मुझे अपने ही जीवन में हर चीज को ध्यान से देखना है। तो ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटीज समझना है और अपने हर दिन के हर एक्टिविटी को फॉलो करना है, एनालाइज करना है, रीथिंक करना है। उसके लिए बेस्ट स्मॉल मंत्रा, व्हेन यू गेट अप इन द मॉर्निंग, अपने दिन को देखना शुरू करो आज क्या है। प्लान्ड थिंग्स है ना, कुछ अनप्लान्ड होंगे, अचानक कोई गेस्ट आएंगे, कुछ प्लान बनेगा, बट मेजोरिटी थिंग्स आर प्लान्ड ओनली। मेजोरिटी थिंग्स, मेजोरिटी डेज। तो उठते ही आज दिन में मेरे बिगर इश्यूज क्या है, कौन सा क्लास है, क्या करना है, कितने चैप्टर्स की पढ़ाई है, कितना एक्सरसाइज है, ऑल दोज थिंग्स। और सोने से पहले रिव्यू, आज का दिन क्या सोचा था, कैसा गया, और फिर कल का दिन का भी लिंकअप। आज क्या छूट गया वो कल करना पड़ेगा, वो तो बैकलॉग हो गया। ये आदत टाइम लगेगा, बट ये आदत लगेगी तो आप बहुत बड़े बनोगे। ये बहुत सिंपल आदत है, बट इट विल टेक टाइम टू गेट अक्वेंटेड विथ, हैबिचुअल विथ। आपको एक समय आएगा, अगर ये आदत अभी से लग जाएगी, अभी तो 2-4 मिनट लगेंगे रात में सोने से पहले सोचने के लिए, बट एक टाइम आएगा 10 सेकंड में सब फ्लैशबैक हो जाएगा। सवेरे उठते ही 10-20 सेकंड में क्लियर हो जाएगा, आज ये मेरी प्रायोरिटी। दिस इज हाउ लाइफ विल मूव। ओके, स्क्रीनिंग टेस्ट, प्रैक्टिस टुवर्ड्स दैट इज थ्रू कम्युनिकेशन, थ्रू टीएटी प्रैक्टिस। पीपीटीटी की भी हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, बट टू मच ऑफ प्रैक्टिस इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। योर ओन सेल्फ हैज टू गेट इंटैक्ट इन द सेंटर। बहुत ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्वालिटी प्रैक्टिस की ज़रूरत है। साइकोलॉजी अपनी जो बिल्डअप करनी है फॉर एस आर टी, टी ए टी, डब्ल्यू ए टी एंड एस डी टी, वो स्लोली बिल्डअप करो। अपने ही वर्ड्स को, अपने ही सिचुएशन रिएक्शन को सोचना शुरू करो। मैंने ये लिखा है, मैं क्या दिखा रहा हूँ सामने वाले के लिए, मैं अपने आप को कैसे दिखा रहा हूँ। एक सिचुएशन रिएक्शन आपने लिखा, खुद पूछो ये पढ़ने के बाद क्या लग रहा है। ये स्लो प्रोसेस शुरू करनी है। ग्रुप टेस्टिंग ऑफिसर आपको ग्रुप में रखेगा, तो ग्रुप में आप रहते ही नहीं। आई एम श्योर कुछ बच्चे आजकल किसी फ्रेंड के साथ रहते ही नहीं, तो कैसे जीटीओ पास होंगे? आपको पता ही नहीं फ्रेंडशिप में एडजस्ट कैसे करते हैं। 4 लोगों में खड़े होके कितना टेम्परामेंट संभालना होता है। तो आपको फ्रेंड्स, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ 10 फ्रेंड्स, 2-4 तो हो, उनके साथ बैठो, और उसके लिए ग्रुप डिस्कशन, थोड़ा बहुत इंटरेक्शन। आजकल हम सोशल मीडिया में ज़्यादा इंटरेक्ट कर सकते हैं, बट इन पर्सन नहीं कर सकते। दिस इज अ प्रॉब्लम विथ योर जनरेशन। ये भी हमें डिलिब्रेट करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि सपना तो है डिफेंस का, सपना तो है एसएसबी क्लियर करने का, तो फिर तो करना पड़ेगा ना। इसीलिए मिलिट्री स्कूल या वगैरह में नेचुरल हो जाता है। बट व्हाट अबाउट योर इंडिविजुअली प्रिपेयरिंग? आप कैसे करोगे? आप कहीं निकलते ही नहीं है एक रूम के बाहर, आप तो घर के ही लोगों से बात नहीं करते, तो कहाँ से जीटीओ क्लियर होगा? तो आई एम टेलिंग यू, गेट इन टू सोशलाइजेशन, स्टार्ट रीडिंग पीपल, स्टार्ट ऑब्जर्विंग सिचुएशंस, स्टार्ट ऑब्जर्विंग दुनिया। बहुत कुछ पिकअप करना है, बहुत कुछ आपको नेचुरली मिलेगा। इंटरव्यू, मॉक इंटरव्यू तो हम लेंगे, लेकिन आपको इंटरव्यू के बारे में अपना पीआईक्यू तैयार करना है। पीआईक्यू में आप क्या लिखोगे उसकी सोचो। आपके हॉबीज़ क्या है, आपकी अचीवमेंट्स क्या है। बहुत बार मैंने कैंडिडेट्स के साथ देखा है, जब मैं इंटरेक्ट करता हूँ मैं बोलता हूँ ये क्यों नहीं लिखा। उनको लगता है ये लिखने लायक है। अरे लिखने लायक है, आपने कहीं ब्लड डोनेशन किया है, किसी कैंप में भाग लिया है, आप कोविड में कहीं पे किसी ग्रुप में एक्टिविटी कर रहे थे, आज भी कहीं पे कुछ सोशलाइजेशन करते हैं, लिखो ना, ट्रेकिंग गए थे। ये सब आपको इंटरेक्ट करना है, इंटरव्यू की तैयारी करनी है। कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप करना है। इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, जितना मैंने बोला ये सारा इंट्रोस्पेक्शन से और ज़्यादा, बहुत ज़्यादा पॉलिश होगा। यू विल बी शाइनिंग, आई एम टेलिंग यू। यू लुक इनवर्ड्स, बिकॉज आई एम ऑफ द ओपिनियन, जितनी दुनिया बाहर है ना, जितनी दुनिया बाहर है, ये ब्रह्मांड, अपने अंदर भी एक ब्रह्मांड है। एक लीडर को अपने अंदर का ब्रह्मांड बहुत जरूरी है, वो खोजना है। वॉट यू आर, आपके अंदर की डेप्थ ढूंढो, आपके वीकनेसेस एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स आपको ढूंढने हैं। इसके लिए इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, लोग उसको मेडिटेशन कहते होंगे, लोग उसको क्या बोलते होंगे पता नहीं, आई कॉल इट इंट्रोस्पेक्शन। एंड यू विल बी अ ब्यूटीफुल लीडर इफ यू गेट इनटू दीज हैबिट्स। ओके, I want to give you simple tips. Keep reminding about your target, feel about your target. Your target is to become an armed forces officer. It's a noble target, beautiful target. Feel proud about it, but be sincere about it. सस्ते में नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज वो एक अलग दुनिया का माहौल है। वहाँ पहुँचना है तो मुश्किल से ही बहुत कष्ट करने पड़ेंगे। हार्ड वर्क, नो सब्सटीट्यूट। Broaden your horizon in terms of reading, observing, talking. Don't restrict yourself to one room or one school or one college or one family. Open up, observe world. Keep yourself available to many things. I will call it passion in the heart and fire in the belly. इतनी भूख होनी चाहिए आप लोगों को कि मुझे ये भी सीखना है, वो भी देखना है, but with systematic time management. Okay, open up. English, obviously, it has no substitute as far as SSB goes. You may be weak in English, but it is not a permanent thing. 2 to 3 months, good practice, your English is okay. So keep speaking in English. Your group discussion, your group planning exercise, your interview, your lecturate, everywhere you are going to speak. In your group activities, you are speaking with each other in English. And you are weak in communication, your chemistry is gone about your social chemistry. If you are not speaking convincingly, how your friends will react in GTU? They will neglect you. To command your language will come with practice. Speak more and more with your friends. Communication skill, minimum words, maximum message, it will come with practice. You must be observing, there are people who take a lot of time to explain things, and there are people who explain very sweetly, shortly, briefly. This art will come with practice. All round personality. When you are going for NDA, CDS, APCAT, Armed Forces Officers, career, typically you should assume that you are going to be an all round personality. You are not a personality जो बुकिश है या सिर्फ खेलता ही है या इतना ही नॉलेज है। आपको जनरली एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग में इंटरेस्ट है। You may not be master of it, but you are interested and you know about it. This is that all round personality. My sincere suggestion to you, be a part of a group. Group can be 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, but be regular in your group for talking, communicating, discussing, reviewing. Some debate has to happen. Then only you will be different person after few days. Finally, hard work will give you success with little bit luck, but luck will come from your hard work, from your own attitude. Fortune favors the brave, and braveness comes from hard work. Everything is related to hard work. There are no free lunches. Everything will come with hard work. Be prepared for extra hard work for a couple of months, and your rest of life will be great. If you miss it today, your entire life will be little problematic. Choice is yours. Okay. Finally, I want to say you are going for a career where you are going to be a lion, a tiger, and you are walking on the footsteps of greatest leadership. You're trying to learn it. And you have to understand, an army of sheep led by a lion can defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. This is true. Absolute truth. You have to become a true lion, and you have to lead people from the front in life, in your career. Okay? Any doubt? No doubt? One thing
So,
not have understood. Huh.
I don't have any doubt, but if you can give me any feedback.
Feedback in the sense?
Feedback just feedback based on the kind of questions I asked you in the today's session.
Okay. Questions were genuine. You asked it. Some others may be having similar questions. Very genuine questions. A lot of people are confused how to really prepare for SSB. Coaching, people say, is a solution. Coaching is not a solution. Solution is you only. I'm telling you, you may go for 15 days coaching, this, that. It is a guidance. Like I am also guiding. If you go into the route and if you understand the essence of SSB, you are better prepared. Merely understanding, okay, PPTT, TAT, WAT, SRT, and then without real quality or practicing it, it is very difficult to get recommended unless you get involved into it. So your doubts were genuine. Confidence building or this process, how to do it. And Baldev, I'm seeing you okay, you are evolving. I think 3 4 years I have been watching you now. Hmm? So you are evolving. Quality of questions, the communication, it is improving. There is a change. Okay. Any question from anyone else? Either it is understood completely or it is not understood. Okay. Uh, my humble request again: take interest in SSB process to understand it. Communicate well because NDA, CDS, SSB. This is maybe 1 or 2 years target, but your life will be beautiful when you are really working hard here. Your communication skill will improve. Your thought process will go to next level. People take entire life to understand what is the purpose of life. You see people around you, you will realize once you grow up. People are confused. You will not be confused. When you sincerely follow this process, you'll be a great leader tomorrow. And leadership is required everywhere in family, in corporate, in politics, in social life, in military, everywhere. And it is similar actually. Leadership is similar. Once you click on this, you will be successful everywhere. Okay, it was a long session. We will end here. Thank you. Keep preparing, be positive, and your attitude shape it in a correct direction. Work hard and be a brave person, thought wise, action wise. Okay, bye. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.